You manage a fleet of Linux machines. It's 2 in the morning, and one of your primary nodes suffers a hard power failure or a sudden kernel panic. The machine goes completely dark. 7 hours later, you wake up to a flood of user tickets. You check your monitoring tools, and everything shows a sea of green. No alarms triggered. The server died, and the entire system stayed quiet. The most dangerous operational threat in a distributed system is absolute, unannounced silence. These 2 charts represent the blind spot. On the left, a CPU spike triggers an alert threshold. Monitoring tools are built exactly for this. They only listen for noise. But on the right, the line drops instantly to absolute zero, and the system logs nothing. Standard observability stacks misinterpret this lack of data as a perfectly healthy machine. They look into the vacuum and see peace. True fleet observability has to actively verify presence. You cannot wait for an anomaly to announce itself. The data required to track system health already exists natively. It lives inside the Linux kernel, specifically in the proc file system. You can parse raw compute, available memory, and network statistics directly from these kernel paths. Extracting that telemetry is straightforward. The engineering challenge is building a mechanism to know exactly when that stream of data stops. This map shows the architecture. Agents route data to a central hub. Every 15 seconds, they fire a signal as proof of life. Missing 3 heartbeats expires a 45-second timer. The hub severs the connection, flagging the node unreachable. This architecture shifts the burden of proof. The control plane stops waiting for a signal that something is wrong and starts demanding proof that everything is right. Look at the red pulse. In an unauthenticated architecture, an attacker can spoof a node, injecting fake heartbeats to artificially mask a dead machine. To block forged telemetry, a pre-shared key barrier is implemented. The hub deflects unauthorized traffic while verified pulses pass. You also have to plan for resource exhaustion. A misconfigured or malicious agent could send a multi-gigabyte payload, triggering an out-of-memory crash on the central server. You fix this by imposing a hard limit on incoming payload sizes, shielding the in-memory registry from choking on massive requests. A central authority is useless if it can be choked by noise or deceived by forgery. This is a 100-node fleet displayed in a strict tabular layout. Modern bento box dashboards waste screen real estate and introduce visual noise. For an operational tool, you need an off-black background and muted green statuses. We pair that tabular layout with strict monospace typography. Every metric, IP address, and timestamp aligns perfectly on the vertical axis, maximizing the amount of data you can parse on a single screen. Ruthless minimalism forces the operator to focus exclusively on the raw telemetry. It builds trust in the data. The visual interface must be as disciplined and noise-free as the back-end architecture it represents. Let's trigger a live failure. We forcefully terminate a single node and wait. For 45 tense deliberate seconds, nothing happens. We don't trigger pages over a dropped network packet. Watch the affected row. At exactly 45 seconds, it transitions from muted green to high visibility crimson, flagging the failure without jarring UI jumps. When the node reboots, the agent reconnects. The heartbeat resumes, fading the crimson row back to green without human intervention. Reliability comes from engineering a system that speaks only when it must, so that you can trust the silence.